Stiffer challenge for Alek Manoah against this Padres lineup. Last time out in his return, he went 6 innings, allowing just 1 run to the Detroit Tigers. But most impressively, he did not walk a batter while striking out 8.
And a 1-out walk here in the top of the first inning.
Here's Juan Soto.
Oh. Now that hurts for a pitcher when you're struggling and you throw a pitch like that and you don't get the call.
That looked like it had plenty of the plate, including the strike box. And Sportsnet TV is telling us that should have been strike 3.
All even up. Fernando goes, pitches inside, throw down to second base is not in time. Stolen base for Fernando. 7th of the season. Got a good jump. The throw down to second base was on a short hop. Nice job by Bo Bichette to snare it. 3-2 offering. Fly ball to left field. Pretty well hit. Varsho going back. He's at the wall. It is gone. 2-run home run for Juan Soto, and the Padres take an early 2-0 lead against the Blue Jays here in the first.
A missile off the bat of Juan Soto, a fastball left up, out over the plate, and an absolute P-rod out to left center. Puts the Padres on the board here early with a 2-run shot by Juan Soto.
Well, that one hurts because Manoah should have had Juan Soto struck out looking with that slider that caught the bottom of the zone.
Joe Musgrove making his 15th start of the season and his 2nd ever against the team that drafted him.
Here's George Springer to lead it off. The 2-2. Springer lines it to the gap in right center field. That's down for a base hit. Tatis moves to his right to cut it off on a long bounce. And the hot hitting at home continues for George Springer.
Here's Bo Bichette, 2nd in the American League still, trailing only Yadi Diaz in batting average, and he'll up his average a little bit right there. And a promising start for the Jays here in the bottom of the first.
Well, that is a welcome sign for the Blue Jays after seeing the Padres score a couple runs in their half of the first inning.
Now Brandon Belt.
Next pitch swung on, foul tip held on by Gary Sanchez for the strikeout. Big punch out for Joe Musgrove. 1 down here in the first inning now, and he's now 1 pitch away from getting out of this first and second jam. He'll be facing Vladimir Guerrero Jr.
Got him. Back-to-back Ks, both on sliders for Joe Musgrove. Now he doesn't need the double play ball.
Chapman at 263 with a dozen homers, and he has been coming around the last couple of weeks.
They go on the 3-2, and Chapman hits it right back up the middle into center field. Springer's coming around third. He'll score. And the Blue Jays with the first inning answer. They cut the Padre lead in half.
Joe Musgrove on the verge of escaping this first inning with no damage, but Chapman able to make hard enough contact to send it up through the middle of the diamond, and Springer rounds third and scores easily.
2 up, 2 down. Trent Grisham will now dig in. Trent hitting .219 on the year, 9 home runs.
The 1-2. A fastball that looked like it had the top part of the zone. Didn't get called a strike. Manoah on the follow-through was jogging off.
You think somebody's getting tossed tonight?
There's a pretty good chance. It's been the 2nd time.
And that is the 3rd walk of the night issued by Alek Manoah. Comes with 2 outs, and it'll turn the order over here in the top of the 2nd inning.
Pete might have 2 conversations coming up. He's chatting with Manoah. Left arm over the shoulder of Alek. He's in conversation, and he just tossed out the pitching coach. Pete Walker never turned his attention towards the home plate umpire, but Malachi Moore just heaved him out of the game. The pitching coach just got run. Malachi Moore's now hearing it from John Schneider. He's out. He's John with the crew chief, Mark Wegner, the third base umpire. Pete Walker might have been looking at his right-hander, but all those words were directed in one specific spot.
Fly ball well hit to left. Varsho is going back, but he's got room on the warning track. And the side is retired.
Friars with a 2-1 lead over the Blue Jays as we head into the 3rd inning. Fernando Tatis Jr. will lead things off for the Padres. Noah's 0-1 pitch. Hot chopper on the bag. Bounces over Chapman into left field. Fernando's going to round first. He's looking for 2. He's easily going to cruise in with a stand-up double. A hard hit ball down the third base line that Chapman might have been able to make, Tony, had it not hit the third base bag right on the front. 2nd time tonight that Juan Soto comes up to the plate with Fernando on base. First pitch to him, swung on, line drive into right field. Pretty well hit, coming in hard is the right fielder. Springer dives for it. It gets by him. It's going to go all the way to the wall. Fernando's going to score. Juan Soto cruises in with a double. Back-to-back doubles give the Padres a 3-1 lead here in the 3rd.
That ball clearly got in the lights for George Springer. That's a good sign for the Pods as he picks up his 3rd RBI of the ballgame.
First out is recorded on a deep fly ball by Xander. Juan standing now at 3rd base. Here's Jay Cronenworth, grounded out in the 1st.
Out to left field, and Varsho's got a race. Just enough room to make the catch. Soto will tag and score. A sac fly for Cronenworth. And a 4-1 Padre lead in the 3rd. That is the 5th issued by Manoah, and it's a lead walk here in the 4th inning. And we'll see just how long for this game Alek Manoah is. On the ground slowly to Chapman. Thought about second, loses the handle, and everybody's safe.
How often do you see that?
Not often.
Wow. Rushed it just a little bit. It happens. He was looking too for the force.
They give an infield single to Trent Grisham, but some more tough luck for John Schneider's Blue Jays, and there will be a pitching change.
A different kind of night than he had against the Tigers 11 days ago as he comes off the field. And Nate Pearson, Joe, is into the game. So 2 down, and here's Juan Soto. It was. And it looks like Pearson's going to win. A fly ball to center, and that's 3 big outs. He stranded a couple of runners.
Danny Jansen, the batter, with runners on first and second and 1 down here in the 4th. 2-2. Chopper third base side. Manny backs up on it, has it over to second base for 1, over to first base. In time, double play. 5-4-3. Manny to Hassan to Jake, and that'll do it for the Blue Jays here in the 4th. Manny having a good month of July, hitting .326 coming into today's ballgame. 8 home runs, 18 RBIs, starting to heat up. And here's a drive to left field. Speaking of heating up, this one is at the wall. It is gone. Home run for Manny. Number 18 on the season. That gives the Padres a 5-1 lead.
And Manny loses this ball into the left field bleachers. Manny continues to swing a hot bat. 18th of the year, 52nd RBI. Gives the Padres more breathing room.
2 down. A run in on the Manny Machado home run. Here's Gary Sanchez. 2-1 to Sanchez, driven to left field and deep. Going back is Varsho. He looks up. This one is gone.
Sanchez with his 9th as a Padre, and against a team he has hit many home runs against in his career. He gets another.
Gary Sanchez, 3-5 niner. You are ready for takeoff.
Second home run of the inning for the Friars, and the Padres now have a 6-1 lead here in the 5th.
Third home run for this ball club.
Kevin Kiermaier will lead things off for the Blue Jays here in the bottom of the 5th inning.
Got it. Nasty curveball. That's strikeout number 6 for Joe Musgrove. 4 of them on that pitch.
Well, he's got the feel for it. He's getting that release point out in front, and he's not casting it. He's throwing it.
They get 2 more.
Yeah.
Brandon Belt can't connect with a fastball. That's number 7 for Joe. 1 out, nobody on for Trent Grisham. 1 out of 2 with a single, a walk, and a strikeout. Grisham sends that one in the air to deep right field. Springer going to turn around and watch. This one going to go. 4th of the night for the Padres. And Trent Grisham continues to slug. That's his 10th home run of the season.
Crushing the off speed. That was a slider.
As he continues to heat up at the bottom of the lineup.
Adding some additional length. That is his 11th extra base hit now over the last 16 ball games. 1 down here in the 9th inning. Jake Cronenworth will now come up to the plate for the Friars.
In the air the other direction, and Merrifield won't get there. That's a fair ball, and it bounces over his head. Soto read it well. He's going to score. Machado into third base, and Cronenworth ends up at second with an RBI double.
That ball bounced so close to the feet of Merrifield. I thought it was I don't know whether he lost it or what.
Jake's at second. Manny's at third. Batters Gary Sanchez. Fly ball, pretty well hit to right field. George Springer going back. He's at the warning track. He's at the wall. He leaps and makes the catch as he bangs into the wall. Manny Machado will tag up and score. It goes as a sacrifice fly for Gary Sanchez.
Bottom of the 9th at Rogers Center. Padres with an 8-run lead, and Alec Jacob will work to 1-2-3 8th inning. Will have an opportunity to get the final 3 outs here tonight. Runner goes, and the pitch is skied into shallow center field. This should do it. Trent Grisham is there. And the Padres have ended the Blue Jays' 4-game winning streak, and they have done so emphatically here tonight in Toronto.